Lunar Squadron, and welcome back to the channel. We are now less than 50 days away from the official release of Marvel Spider-Man 2, and the one big question on everyone's mind is, are we going to see more of the game, and when could we possibly see more of Marvel Spider-Man 2? Well, we might actually have the answer to that question now, and we're going to break down everything that we know in today's video. But before we do that, if you're new to the channel, we would love to have you as always, and the way to do that, just go down below this video, hit that little subscribe button, the bell notification right on next to it. It will notify you every single time that Andreas and I upload. Now with that out of the way, Andreas, let's talk about when Marvel Spider-Man 2 could make another appearance.
Yeah, let's do this, guys.
All right, Andreas, let's talk about what we know. What we know is concrete. What we do know, and we talked about it in our last video, is that Insomniac Games is cooking. They're in their kitchen. They're up to something clearly from their recent tweets. Something is coming. But what we don't know is where or when this could possibly happen, unless we might have actually gotten that answer this week.
Yeah, Nick, that's exactly right. Insomniac Games has been acting mighty smug on their Twitter account with that whole frying pan emoji thing. And, you know, I think we may know why now, because there is a tweet from Jeff Grubb that contextualizes the recent price hikes for PlayStation Plus. As you guys may know, or if you don't know, I'm sorry to be the one breaking the news to you. PlayStation Plus prices have increased. That's right, it's unfortunate, but the Essential plan is now $79.99, the Extra plan is now $134.99 annually, and then the Premium plan is $160 annually, which, what a price spike that is. Not really going over well with everybody, but, you know, I hope that there is great increases in service for all PlayStation people commensurate with that price increase. But anyways, why is that relevant here is analyst and expert Jeff Grubb is adding a little insight here. He's saying that he's heard a state of play is coming, and this feels like a lead-in for that. And we did have some smoke that there would be some sort of a Sony presentation sometime in September following the more disappointing recent May showcase for Sony. There was a lot of smoke that Sony might be having a second showcase in September, and I believe that news came out of analyst and industry insider Colin Moriarty. And now we're, you know, a few months later, and it looks like it's a state of play. And Jeff Grubb is also on Twitter now saying that he has not heard of a showcase happening, that it's going to be a more specific state of play. And of course, Nick, if there's going to be a state of play in September, wouldn't it have to be about Spider-Man, given that it's coming out in October?
It definitely feels like if there is a state of play this month, that Marvel Spider-Man 2 has to be featured in some way or another. It is the main flagship game that is coming from PlayStation this year. And if you're going to put a state of play a month before its release, like, it kind of has to be included. And we've seen dedicated state of plays in the past. Ratchet & Clank got one. Horizon got one. I think God of War, Ragnarok even got its own dedicated state of play. We've seen it before. I don't think if they do this, it will be a straight up Marvel Spider-Man 2 state of play. I think it will have multiple games. I think this will be perhaps where they push more of that new hardware that is coming out, the portable PlayStation device. I think that will be a part of it. I think we've also heard rumors that whatever event happened, if there was one, it would be hardware focused as well. But I just don't believe that if the state of play is actually going to happen, that Marvel Spider-Man 2 would not be included a month out from release. Like, that would just be oversight on Sony's part, and I just don't think they would do that. I think if Insomniac really is cooking something up, which it sounds like they are, and now we have these rumors that a state of play is coming sometime in the next few weeks, that just sounds like a perfect marriage of where all of this is going to go down. And the one thing that makes me feel optimistic that this is actually something that could really happen, other than Insomniac's tweets where they clearly are up to something, is the fact now that they are hearing that it is a state of play. For a while there, the rumors were, oh, this is a next Sony showcase. It's a second one. They've been holding off for this big one. And that never really felt realistic. That felt very, like, optimistic, like trying, like almost some sort of denial. Like, it's the stage of denial from people that wasn't the true Sony showcase. But it always felt like that was the Sony showcase, and it feels a lot more realistic that it would be a state of play this time around. It's a lower key event. They do multiple of these a year from time to time. Like, this feels more realistic, and there is now a lot of smoke and a lot of rumors that this is going to happen in September, and it aligns with those recent tweets from Insomniac. So it sounds like we're getting something Marvel Spider-Man 2 at some point this month. At least that's what it feels like to me.
I really hope that's the case. And if we kind of move on to the next question here, which I think is, what should we expect if there is a state of play and it will be highlighting Spider-Man 2? What should we expect at that state of play? And for me, I think it might be instructive to look back to what I believe was the last state of play on February 23rd, 2023. This state of play was approximately 44 minutes long, and they showed off some PSVR 2 stuff. They showed off a few different games, and then the game ended with a 15-minute long gameplay dive into Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. And I could see a very similar format here, Nick, where they might start off with, the hardware. Last time they started off with PSVR 2, I think they might show off the new portable device. I think they might touch on a few games, and then I think I would really expect maybe a 15-minute dive into Spider-Man to really steal the stage back, get people looking back at Sony, because, Nick, this week is all about Starfield and Microsoft right now, and so I could totally see Sony really trying to recapture the stage here in September and really prime up things, snap people out of, the Microsoft spell for a second to get everybody focused and ready for Spider-Man 2 in October. That's really what I'm thinking is going to go on here.
Yeah, that sounds very realistic, and might I add that Starfield is phenomenal and deserves the hype. I'm a couple hours into it and really enjoying it so far, so good job, Microsoft. You have a winner on your hands. But I think doing a 15-minute showcase like that of gameplay is a great compromise, because it would give people what they've been wanting to see. They want to see the combat, they want to see the gameplay, they want to see the changes from the last two Spider-Man games, they want to see what a true next-gen version of this franchise looks like, and Insomniac could do it in a way to not show off any more of the story details. So for those people who want to go in as blind as possible and don't want to know more about the story, it doesn't have to be a story trailer, so it doesn't have to touch on those details. They could just pick a side mission or some random quest in the middle of the game that has no context and just show us what the gameplay looks like, because we haven't seen a whole lot. We do have that 10-minute showcase reveal from earlier in the year, but a lot of it was like on the rails, swinging, and a chase sequence. There wasn't a lot of like just open world gameplay from that sequence, and I think this would be a great opportunity for them to do it. It would be a great compromise. It would really scratch the itch for everybody without revealing too much. I think that is a realistic expectation if this does go down. I must remind everybody, none of this is confirmed. The only thing we know is that Insomniac is up to something via those tweets, like they're cooking something in that kitchen, and now we have these rumors of a state of play, and if that happens, I think everybody is expecting Marvel Spider-Man 2 to somehow or some way be a part of it, because otherwise it just would feel disappointing or an oversight for those two not to be together, especially if this is going to happen a few weeks out from launch. So just to remind everybody, these are just rumors for now. It's not confirmed, but I think these are realistic expectations.
Rest assured, guys, if there is any confirmation of a state of play or any further Spider-Man 2 news, we will keep you all up to date on the channel. Let us know what you all think. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about this. Do you think that this smoke is warranted? Is it unwarranted? Will there be a state of play? And if there is a state of play, what portion of Spider-Man 2 would you like to see? What do you really need to see out of Insomniac Games for this game? If maybe you're on the fence about this game and you're kind of thinking, maybe you will buy it, maybe you won't, what would you like to see? Let us know in the comments down below. Who knows? Maybe Insomniac might see your tweet and might adjust their strategy accordingly, although I'm sure they've already picked out something for this event if it is going to happen. However, guys, that's going to do it for this one. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, we will see you all next time.